What's up everyone, Ian and Chris here. We're in the Weck Method Lab. We wanted to kind of get in here and explain some of the major concepts. I've been following the Weck Method for a while, both Chris and David, really enjoying some of the stuff. Noticing that there's some tendencies that I'm doing that are really play well into what they're talking about, and that's with me not really fully understanding it. So I wanted to come here and really get all the details from the man himself. So let's start off with just kind of an interview process. So we're gonna say, what is the Royal Coil and what is the intro to Weck Method? Just kind of start wherever you'd like.
Yeah, let's start with what is Weck Method. So basically Weck Method is the practice of the fundamental principles of fight and flight. And what we look at that as is we kind of have this functional trinity, which it's bottom of it, the foundation of it is locomotion. And then we have swinging and throwing. And when we look at those three things, we're trying to find common ground between those three things. And basically what that turns into is the spinal engine. And that's where we get into like our rotational movement training. And that's the RMT. That's the figure eights, that's the spiraling, right? And that basically just leads into kind of what we're calling like the end range of rotation. Okay, kind of plays nice with FRC a little bit. And that would be the Royal Coil. So it's like this most distilled essence of locomotion, swinging, and throwing.
All right, so now we're gonna actually have him take me through some of the Royal Coil and some prep work for it.
Yeah, cool. Let's head over here. So I want to create some heat and then some tactile feedback, so, sort of on the area that we're gonna be trying to activate or kind of get into here. So we can just use like a strap here or something. And what we'll do is we're gonna get you to sort of just hang back like this. I wanna get that lat kind of as long as possible. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of body work on it, okay? So we'll get in here, we're gonna pull shirt back, we're gonna take knuckles, and we're just gonna kind of heat up around the 9th rib here. So this is sort of what we call bridging the gap. Most people associate to the lat is this upper musculature of it, and we're trying to get down into this fascial lat. So we'll heat up here a bit. And then I like to do this just to actually get like feeling on the actual area, right? So when we are going full Royal Coil, we know exactly where we're trying to expose, and it's really down in this area here. All right, we'll get quick with this, and we'll do both sides. So give me the other side real quick. All right, create some heat. We're working on that 9th rib. So it's, the 9th rib, or approximately around it, is sort of the central axis of when we're going for this rotation in the Royal Coil. All right, brother. All right, we're gonna do a little stretch real quick. So if we come to the wall here, maybe take arm up. We're gonna dump the left hip or right hip into the wall there. I'm gonna get you to cross this leg over, and then we're just gonna work on getting this lat just as long as possible. And I'm just gonna have you kind of throw your hand here and just give me like a light pull back. So this is not overly aggressive on this side, even though you're gonna already start feeling some of this coil action, but we're focused on the long. Right?
What about breath?
Breath, not gonna put a ton into it yet. Just be comfortable for now. And we'll switch sides, just briefly. Again, this is actually a really cool option when you're first like introducing coil to people, because technically when we go here and do this little tray for me, this is technically a coil, right? It's distilled, but we haven't put the like max effort or intention on it yet. We're not irradiating through it, okay? So it's a really easy way to start introducing it to like a group class or something like that, which I love. Awesome, brother. Let's get out. So we have a very easy step-by-step process with this, all right? And actually, let's face the Weck Method wall. And right here is good. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 45 stance, okay? And what we mean by that, it's really a 90-degree stance, but we like to use that 45 and 45 off the straight line. And we're gonna aim your right foot towards the Weck Method wall, okay? We're gonna have left foot towards this wall here, and you want it to be right in, like kind of behind the heel, so you could slip the foot past it, okay? We're gonna weave the fingers together. You're gonna place the hands above the head and over top the right foot, okay? You're gonna root down into the right glute. There you go. You're gonna take the left foot to show balance and control. You're gonna take left foot, you're gonna bring it to position 1, position 2, and then back to position 1, okay? You're gonna roll the 8, turn and tilt, okay? And at this point, what we'll do, so we're rolling the 8, turn and tilt here. So this elbow is gonna go towards the back pocket as he separates the hands. So go ahead and separate the hands for me. Good. We're gonna pull that elbow into back pocket. I like to think about reaching through the elbows, so not even the hands themselves. And we wanna kind of imagine we're holding like a pizza tray, okay? And we don't wanna dump that pizza, that's important, right? So we gotta get that thing as flat as possible, and you can do a little more pronation for me. All right, and that's gonna start getting you down in that lat. And what we're gonna do with the eyes, I want you to look up towards that light up there. So that's gonna help get the fascia of the neck a little longer. And then we're gonna max contract for 3, 2, 1. You're gonna go low, step back to position 2 with your left foot, and then you're gonna come up straight and slow. And then I want you to express that thing. So let that arm come out, okay? So when we're working like the end range of rotation, or we're getting down in this deep contraction like that, I always wanna look at it as an RMT type thing. It's meant to be a spiral, so you need to express all that.
When you say express, you mean come out of it?
Come out of it, yeah. Like once you get to the top too.
Yeah, so don't.
Yeah, don't just like walk around here, right? Yeah, so a big thing with Weck method is like, again, we have coiling core training is sort of that foundation of Weck method, and that's that distillation. We have rotational movement training, which is the expression of it, right? That's where we're getting into swinging, throwing, and like athletic behavior. And then we have the pulse. So that's where we're talking about putting it into the ground via the fascial system and spiking the force plate and then getting you free up, basically, okay? And we'll feel that in more than just like the double down pulse and running mechanics we do. We feel it in lifting as well. Let's do the other side because you got to do both sides, right? So we'll take left foot towards the Weck method wall here, right towards the restrooms. We're gonna go ahead and weave the hands up and over the head, okay? The head goes directly over the left foot, okay? So that's gonna allow us to root down into this left glute. There you go. And then what we do is we're gonna take this right foot, step to position 1, 2, so back to 2, and then back to 1. And what we're looking for here is that he's actually rooted through this left hip. If he's moving from side to side, we gotta kind of step back and reevaluate how we're approaching this move. And then we're gonna roll the 8, turn and tilt. So actually come back up top for me. I want you to sort of think about coming up and over. So you're actually like trying to get up and over top. There you go. Drive that elbow into the back pocket. Let's separate the hands. You're gonna imagine, if you're looking here, we call this the blade. Where this line, the elbow to elbow is a nice clean line here, and you're trying to pull them apart as hard as you can. So it doesn't actually even have to come from the hand. Think elbow. I think you'll get more out of that. And then we're gonna max contract here for 3, 2, 1. You're gonna go low first, so low first. Step to position 2, and then up straight and slow, okay? Beautiful, and then we express it. Awesome, brother. Yeah, it's nice, right?
Yeah, I definitely feel it.
And it's different than that just like that dropping down on it. You'll feel it. At the beginning, you'll get it. You're kind of getting in the right place, but to really get that full line of intention, you're gonna have to like get up and over, essentially, right? Because you have to start looking, so I look at the body like as a figure 8, right? Think of a big peanut, right? So it's got all of this, right? It's that whole spiral dynamic rather than just that, right? Awesome, brother.